is on top of the charts right now. She says she controls her career. She says the music industry is run by people who are 40 years too old and that, quote, can't be like this 70-year-old Jewish man that doesn't leave his desk all day telling me what the clubs want to hear. I'm going out. I know what they want to hear.
Well, very interesting. I think, because Miley's 20 years old, she's successful. At 20, she doesn't have a filter. I kind of got what she was saying. I think the message of what she was saying got messed up by the fact that she said Jewish.
Right. And a little bit ageist, but
I can understand. The thing that she was saying is, you have lawyers sometimes come down and give a creative artist notes, and you're like, I'm an artist. The problem is, she clearly used the wrong words.
I think Miley might have been going with some old history, because back in the day, many of the people who ran the music industry were Jewish. So she's a little late because that has evolved and changed quite a bit in the last, 45 years. But also,
I would listen to anyone that's Jewish. They know how to make some money.
You see, that is an anti-Semitic remark.
I don't know.
No, you don't know.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, when I created this show, one of the things that I wanted very much was for people to be able to say anything and to give their own opinions. But we also, and I said different backgrounds, different educations, different colors, but we also have to be sensitive. And what means something to one person doesn't necessarily to another. To say all Jewish men, whether they were 45 years ago or not, it sounds to someone who's Jewish a little anti-Semitic. We have to be careful. I can never put myself totally in your position or yours. I can try, and I love you both, but I can never totally understand what you've gone through. I think you got to be careful sometimes of what you say.
I think you've got to, obviously.
I just want to say my point was that all of the history that we know about music and this country in particular is old. Now, you want to talk about, Quincy Jones is maybe 80, and if he made a suggestion to me and I was the musician, I probably would listen. Not because he's 80, but because he knows what he's talking about. So I think when you're 20, you think no one gets it but you, but damn it, people were trying.
You got to be careful. You have to be sensitive to what you're saying.
I mean, if I look at it, I'm looking at a 20-year-old entertainer who isn't necessarily thinking beyond the next quarter. The next 3 months, 4 months.
Now, do you think she's going out there like she's not?
I don't think she realized it.
I think what she said.
I don't think she did it deliberately.
I think what she said lacked truth. But I think that ultimately she is being classically what people would say was quote unquote rock and roll. She is being rebellious. She ultimately is just selling a lifestyle right now. Not necessarily.
Like the Shabbat telethon anymore.
No, she's not.
But to Barbara's point.
No, she's not. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say to Barbara's point, when you have a group of people that say, I'm offended by what you said, because I was talking to Jason Kornblatt, he's not 70, he's very young, and he's Jewish. And I said, well, did that offend you? And he said it absolutely did.
Right.
I felt that she didn't have to bring in a Jew. So when you have people say,
but again, I think she's, and I will say this, if you read the history, you look at the movies, you look at the things that have been put out there, that I think is where she's going from a stereotype, is basically what she's doing.
Well, it depends. If she said it about all black, I'm not sure that everybody, said it to a particular group of people, that they, you have to be sensitive.
Can I ask you a question? Does it matter to you that out of the Billboard's Power 100, out of the top 10 powerful most in the music industry, 6 of them are Jewish? So I'm saying with what Miley Cyrus said, saying it's a 70-year-old Jewish people, knowing that there's 6 Jewish people out of 10 that are.
I don't think she knew that there were 6 Jewish people.
Oh, I know. So I know. You're right. She's doing all callbacks to the way things
You and Whoopi feel things sometimes.
Absolutely.
That no matter how much I care about you, and I do, and the last thing I would want is for either one of you to be hurt. I don't feel it in the same way. She didn't mean it that way. She's a young girl.
No, we
It
don't know.
came out that way.
Right.
That's all. And that could be offensive.
Yeah.
And I think it's
Yeah, thank you.
it lacked taste.
Yeah. Well, speaking of taste, let's go on to